Welcome back to the Shy City Boys podcast. Jack Thiel's over there. I'm Carl Liza. Jack, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. We're
Yeah.
doing great. Memorial Day weekend's coming up. It's almost
Yes.
June. The NBA playoffs are getting underway, obviously. It's kind of slow for sports at the moment, but I mean,
A
you
little
can't
bit.
it's summer weather coming up. I mean, this is
Mhm.
awesome. I can't wait. I'm always a big fan of Memorial Day weekend, but also June. June usually means it's usually 60 degrees or higher, which is always nice
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been
Yeah.
good so far. It's been chill.
And it's going to be a great weekend for us, Jack, because we are heading to Nashville for our friend's birthday.
Wait, we are?
We are. Surprise.
It's my birthday.
Oh, it's your birthday. My bad.
I'm just kidding. Yes,
But
we are going to Nashville. Maybe going to see some honky tonk going on there.
yes.
But,
And hopefully we can film something just a little bit for the show next week. So
I
stay
don't
tuned
know
to
about
that.
that. I don't know about that one.
If I'm saying if. So if we do, stay tuned.
I'm going to say
But
likely not.
but let's get on to the first subject. Jack, I like to call you Jackie, right?
What? Shut
I like to
dude.
call you Jackie. So let's start with probably the biggest news this week. Josh Donaldson got suspended
What?
one game for calling Tim Anderson of the Chicago White Sox Jackie.
Oh my gosh.
Jack, what's your take on this?
Well, I think it's also important to notice that this goes back to 2019. Tim Anderson was interviewed by Sports Illustrated, and TA kind of said he was going to be this era's Jackie Robinson, but that was in reference to making the game fun again, not breaking the color barrier or anything. So I think it's important to go back to that. So Josh Donaldson's been a little pest for the White Sox ever since he started playing baseball. And apparently to Donaldson, he said this as an inside joke since 2019. And we finally heard from TA today that he did call Tim Anderson Jackie in 2019. Tim Anderson told him, never call me that again. So obviously it was interpreted differently between them. Donaldson said it's an inside joke and it was, funny. Well, I think while I keep explaining, Carl, you can even answer this. When's the last time you had an inside joke with someone you had beef with?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I don't get that. And let's go back to a couple years ago. Josh Donaldson hits a home run off Lucas Giolito. This is right after he accused Giolito of using spider track, which is kind of basically pine tar, which is illegal for pitchers, obviously.
That got illegal last year, yeah.
Well, yeah, but point is that Donaldson called it out on Giolito, hit a home run off him. He basically crossed home plate, went back, and swiped it with his foot, got ejected. Then in the post-game interview, he said that he wants to talk with Lucas Giolito outside, but he wanted to fight it, basically. So there's been problems going on still throughout. This year, last week, the White Sox and Yankees played. So there was a pickoff move to third base, and TA was diving him back to third. Donaldson was too late on the tag, so he pushed Anderson off the bag. Now, the umpire saw it. He said, you can't do that. You can't push him off. But that created some words being said between the two. And now we go to this recent incident. So in the first inning, I think Donaldson was rounding second, and he ran by TA, and he said, Jackie. And obviously TA has a problem with that because, he is a black man, and Jackie Robinson is probably the most influential name in baseball. And he didn't like that. So they had a little not tussle, my apologies, but an argument in the third or fourth inning. So Donaldson comes back to bat, and Yasmani Grandal, he says something to him. He got in his face. He starts saying stuff, and that's when everything cleared. TA had to be separated by two teammates. Luckily, they're the two strongest guys on the team. No fists were being thrown or anything. So that happened. The interviews happened obviously after that. No one's sticking up for Josh Donaldson. Even his manager said he was wrong to do that, Aaron Boone. Tony Lusa deemed it as racist. TA said he doesn't play like that. I thought this was interesting. Liam Hendriks, the White Sox closer, who's been a teammate of Donaldson's in two different teams with the Oakland A's and Toronto Blue Jays, has said no one likes this guy. So there's also that perspective as well. So that happens. The MLB investigated it. It is a 1-game suspension. Stupid. He's going to appeal it, but everything comes in a full circle. Life is a full freaking circle.
Yeah.
So the White Sox and Yankees, the White Sox and Yankees had a doubleheader on Sunday. TA did not play game 1. Josh Donaldson did. TA plays game 2. Donaldson doesn't.
What a coincidence.
But the White Sox are up 2-0. TA comes up. It's a 3-run home run. Yankee Stadium in right field, shuts all the Yankee people up and Josh Donaldson. And yeah.
I bet they panned to him in the dugout.
Basically said some F words when he came back after his home run trot, which is awesome. You also got to remember TA hit the game-winning home run at the Field of Dreams game against the Yankees.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So overall, I just want to give people like what happened, because this is not just the first time that Donaldson has been a little pest. But
yeah.
So, in my personal view, I think it's the dumbest thing you could say. Now, I'm not black. You're not black. We obviously can't talk as black people because we don't share those experiences with like guys like TA and people who represent as black athletes. But I don't care. Like Jackie Robinson,
it still shouldn't be said.
Yeah,
like even if we don't understand it, no one should have called.
The thing about that is Jackie Robinson is the most influential thing in baseball like ever.
Yeah.
Like he broke the color barrier, and you're gonna say that as a joke to a black baseball player. And now there's not many black baseball players. I think that's also something people need to realize. There's a lot of Hispanic baseball players. They're not black Americans. So it was terrible. As I obviously knew it was not an inside joke because I know the history, but I don't know why you would even say it as an inside joke. I don't think someone would want to be called Jackie as an inside joke. I think that it was pathetic. And obviously it is pathetic because no one has stuck up for Josh Donaldson. All his teammates that have talked about it, all the baseball analysts, all the manager, even his own manager said he was wrong for saying that. So it's terrible. It's childish. And I'm not saying let's cancel Josh Donaldson. I think for him, he just needs to learn the severity of saying that name to a black baseball player. I don't care if it's in a joking way or not, but even like Josh Donaldson has beef with the White Sox. It isn't the first time. Like, and now you're gonna say that, but so a lot of ways this could have gone. I really think the MLB did a terrible job in the suspension. I think Joe Kelly said it best the other day. He said, I got an 8-game suspension for making a face. And Josh Donaldson gets a 1-game suspension for saying something totally inappropriate. And even though the White Sox can rip their ass kicked right now really bad, I think the team came together, which was really nice. And you really hope they would have built off that. But I think that they handled it well. No fights were made. No one got their ass kicked in the parking lot. No one's going on Twitter saying, some shit. Like, I think they handled it very well. I give TA credit. He could have easily done something he regrets. So, a lot happened. I'm very disappointed in Josh Donaldson. I think he needs to use this as a learning tool. And I think that this should also highlight the importance of Jackie Robinson, not just to black players, but to the game of baseball. I mean, he's not here anymore, but like I said, that name is so influential. His number is retired throughout the whole league. So
we have a whole day of baseball contributed to him.
It's just pitiful.
But Jack, I think you said everything. You said everything correctly. I don't really have anything to add to it. But let me just go off the point that Liam Hendriks said. No one likes the guy. He's been on a lot of teams, and I don't think a single decent human being has ever said they like Josh Donaldson.
And Liam Hendricks is a nice guy. He's not a dick or anything. Like,
Oh yeah, no. I'm not going against what he
no,
said.
that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
agree
that
with
like Hendricks is not like a dick. He's a nice guy. So if
Yeah,
he's saying that, like,
yeah.
thumbs up.
I don't think a lot of people like him. Why do you think he's been traded so often?
And that's even when he was good. He was an
Yeah.
all-star, an MVP on those teams.
He won an MVP in Toronto.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like,
So
like he's just got that dick personality, a
he's
douchebag personality.
he's a prick.
He's a frat
So,
hole. He's a frat guy personality.
So let's talk a little more lightly. Let's bring the mood up. Jack, I'm gonna talk about the Cubs for a second. I'm not gonna talk long, but then you can talk about the Sox. So today the Cubs did beat the Cincinnati Reds 11-4. Frank the Tank, 2 home runs today.
Don't say that, please.
What?
People call that no, because that's like Frank Thomas. Don't get that mixed up.
Frank Schwindel.
There you go. Don't come
Frank Schwindel hit 2 home runs tonight, and it just another good scoring game for the Cubs. Marcus Stroman threw a gem. No errors for the Cubs. 15 hits. This Cubs offense is honestly better than last year's offense at this time. So,
do you think it's that, or do you think it's because the teams that they're going off on are really bad?
It could
the Reds are the worst. The Reds are the worst team in the baseball, and then I know they scored 21 against the Pirates.
Well, let's see. The last good team we played was San Diego, and in a 3-game series we did put up 17. So. And then against the Dodgers, the one before that, we put up 3 in 3 games. So, I don't know. We did put up, and then against the Sox, we did put up 4 to your 7. So,
yeah.
But also, if you're hitting against these bad teams, it's going to translate into hitting against the good teams because you're going to keep that momentum going. You know what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but like I don't think it's like that easily.
It's because once a team's hot, it doesn't matter who you play. You're gonna be hot.
Yeah, but if you're telling me that you're gonna go against, I don't even know who pitched for the Reds today. Do you know?
Let me check. It was who's this guy?
Exactly.
Tyler Meow.
Whatever his name. Mahle.
Mahle.
Trevor Mahle. Okay.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to face Trevor. Okay, let's say they face Trevor Mahle tonight, but then tomorrow they face Max Scherzer. You think that's gonna translate?
They face Luis Castillo. I think.
But my point is that I get what you're saying, like how often like you get hot, but I don't think that's the case when you're playing it. If this was against the Padres, then yeah, I totally get you. But this is against the worst team in the Major League Baseball.
Hey, before this series, they won 8 of their last 10.
Okay, come on.
So
come on, be real.
I'm just saying.
Like, stop it. I'm just saying, like, I do get what you're saying about how like a team gets hot, but I think it also matters who you're playing and who's pitching on the mound.
That's why there's hot streaks and cold streaks throughout this 182 game.
Oh yeah, you play good teams and you play the teams that are absolute crap.
Yeah, but let's move on. We got 2 more games against Cincinnati, and then we go to U.S. Cellular.
Nope, I wish it was called that.
We go to U.S. Cellular. Do you know who's probably going to be pitching?
Should be good old Johnny Cueto.
Johnny Cueto. We know him very well back with the Reds.
Yeah, but he's having a career year right now. And
I did see in our fantasy baseball league, he's already put up 36 points in his 2 starts.
And I picked them up before.
Yeah, I saw you had him. Yeah,
I knew he's good. I knew it. And then I think it might be They were still
It,
bad.
it would
It
it would
might
probably be whoever pitched today.
no
Probably be
Kopech's getting extra rest. So Kopech, I think it might be Thies.
Cease,
Who's coming off a career worst start.
Cueto and Cease. Okay, and then for us it should be Stroman and maybe Steele.
That's a sweep.
Well, who pitched yesterday? Oh, Smiley. Yeah, might be Smiley and Stroman. So,
Sweep.
Stroman's good,
Yeah, not really.
but yeah, I'm gonna just to predict that series a little bit. I think the Cubs are gonna get one. I think if we get one, we'll be happy.
You might actually. Luis Robert will not play in that series.
Yeah, what's up with him? Why is he out?
COVID.
COVID. Oh,
Mild symptoms. He'll be out for this week.
fantastic. He's on our
But
fantasy team.
you do have to face the hottest player in Major League Baseball.
Tim Anderson.
He's on fire.
Okay. Like I said, I have 3 Sox players on my fantasy team. I have Tim Anderson, Luis Roberts, and Liam Hendricks.
And you do have to face the Cubs' daddy, which is Jose Abreu. He owns the Cubs.
Whatever.
He does.
Talk about your series now.
Well, today is really embarrassing for the White Sox. They're losing 16-3 right now.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Dylan sees
Against 2.
the Red Sox, who are the hottest team now. Didn't we say this was going to happen?
That they're going to have up and down year, yeah.
That they're going to have this hot streak because Trevor Story is on fire. Right? He had a home run again tonight, Trevor Story.
Really?
3-run bomb.
I think he already hit more home runs this year than last.
He had no home runs 10 games ago, and now he is 3rd in the AL in home runs.
Oh, wow.
Trevor Story has 4 RBIs tonight.
Wow, excuse me.
He's going crazy. But point is, what did the White Sox even do last week? Oh, went to Kansas City, took 3-2 there. Went to the Bronx. We won the series against the Yankees in New York. Really great stuff. Obviously, I think a lot of that was shadowed over the fact of Tim Anderson and Josh Donaldson. But my man, the horseman, Johnny freaking Cueto. Johnny Cueto made White Sox history this week. He has now got the 3rd longest scoreless inning streak to start in a White Sox uniform. He has thrown 12 straight scoreless innings. They'll probably continue that against the Cubs, so he might break the record, honestly. I don't get it. I really don't get how he's pitching this well. He doesn't strike him out, but he has his little shimmy, and then he just messes up your timing. So I know he's not going to keep doing this. Obviously, I would love that to happen, but I hate to say this, but the Cubs game could be the game where it really falls for him. Like, he's hot, and he's feeling good about himself. He's due for a bad start. You never know. I think it'll be a good matchup. But the White Sox have 3 with the Red Sox. Like I should say 2 now because they definitely lost tonight. And they have 2 with the Cubs. So the White Sox are in a tough spot. They just can't find any consistency without this baseball team. Luis is out, like we just said. TA is on fire. I have never seen him play like this before. He is on another level. He has 2 RBIs tonight, I think, and then 2 or 3 hits already. So that's good. I think it's also interesting that Eloy and Lance will begin the rehab assignments this week. So both of them should be back around the June 6th area. That's also huge because Eloy is a big bat, and Lance Lynn was a Cy Young candidate last year. So that's big. But, I mean, it really doesn't matter if they can't find any consistency on the offensive side. They're just inconsistent. This is a team that's not playing. Their record is not what they are. They're a lot better than what their record shows. They're just having trouble finding it, and it sucks because the guys know, like, this is a good team. They just –
Is it, though? Did you see their run differential?
What's what I'm saying? It's inconsistency problems.
Minus 22.
Well, that doesn't matter. I mean, they either win or get killed. All their games they win are close. That's also the problem. But, you know, I think they will find it, but it just sucks because this is a team that could easily win the World Series. They got the talent. It's just the inconsistency is there. Now, I don't know. Does Aloy because now with Aloy back, that would mean the offense is completely healthy. I don't know if that's going to change anything, but Lance Lynn will be there. I hope Dallas Keuchel goes. I hate that guy. I can't stand him. If I had a dart and I could throw it at a board, it'd be on the face of Dallas Keuchel. He's so bad. I can't stand him. But you hope they can find some consistency. There's a lot of baseball left still. And, Jose hasn't even stepped up yet. Yasmani hasn't. TA is really the only guy playing. So a lot of time we'll see. I think this week they need to go 500. So if that's 3-2, I'll take it. Just keep going 500 every week. Try to find some consistency. I would just hate for them to not build off what was the best series win of the year in New York, which is the best team in the MLB right now. So we'll see. I hope Johnny Cueto can keep it up. Hope the pitching staff can. I just think that they need to be more consistent, and they might. But right now it is rough. I think baseball is so long, but you want it right now, and that's just you got to wait it out. You got to be patient with these guys. So if this is the same around the trade deadline, then there's some serious issues. But right now it's kind of like, all right, maybe they'll find it. But like once the trade deadline happens and this is continuing, you hit that panic button.
Yeah. Speaking about hitting a panic button, let's move on to the NBA.
Wow,
where
good segue.
Basically every single game is a blowout.
Yeah, sucks.
Which is crazy. What do you make of this, Jack? Like, it's unfathomable.
This isn't helping the NBA by far. This is hurting.
It's not.
I don't know, because here's my the Heat and Celtics series is not about who's the best team. It's about who's actually playing and who's hurt.
Yeah.
Every game, there has been a pivotal player that has played, and then he got hurt. Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler. Jason Tatum was even out for a little bit. So I don't even know who's going to play tomorrow. Like, it just sucks because I think the East is my pick to win it all. But if these guys are just going to get hurt, I mean, the winner of the Western Conference will take over. But yeah, these blowouts I don't understand it. It's weird because we're seeing a lot of teams go on runs. Like, and these are huge runs. These are like 18-0 runs, 20-0 runs. And that's something you really don't see in the playoffs. So weirdly to say that the hockey playoffs have been better than the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, they have. So you talked about the Celtics and the Heat. Let's talk about that game that happened yesterday. The Boston Celtics did tie the series 2-2 after beating the Heat by 20. By 20, 102-82. On the Miami side, Victor Oladipo was the leading scorer with 23. Jimmy Butler led in rebounds with 7. It's not good. And then Gabe Vincent led the team in assists with 7. Now on the Boston side, let's talk about that. Jason Tatum scored 31. Al Horford led in rebounds with 13. Yeah, that's a big factor. And Derek White had six assists. So, Jack, what do you think was the pivotal thing that led to Boston winning that last game?
Well, I don't think Jimmy Butler was 100%. I do think that he wasn't 100.
He only played 27 minutes, so we know he can play.
It was also a blowout too.
Yeah,
but no Tyler Hero. I mean, he is a 6th man of the year. But these are just two great teams. Yeah. And there's a statistic that the Celtics have never lost back-to-back games in this year's playoffs. And they step up when they need to. And that's credit to them. I think that their stars are healthy, and that's what's helping them right now. And I think people forget how good Victor Oladipo is. I really do think people forget about that. Like, he was an all-star with the Pacers. So I think Miami can take the next game, depending on the health of Butler. But I am very dissatisfied that it's not who's the better team, it's who's actually healthy. And I hate it.
Yeah, I see this series going to 7, and hopefully one of the games are close. That's all I'm hoping for. I'm just hoping for a close game.
I feel like tomorrow could be.
I'm just hoping for a close game because even though like some of these scores are ending pretty close, they're not close at all in the real game. But let's move on to another blowout that happened today. Dallas Mavericks finally won a game in this series against the Golden State Warriors, 119-109. Just like I said earlier, the ending score was only 10 points, but the Mavericks were up by 20, I think, at one point. Jack, what's going on?
See what happens when you make your shots and you give Luka Doncic some help, you win. Yeah. Like every team in the playoffs right now has at least 2 All-Stars, besides one team.
Dallas Mavericks.
The Dallas freaking Mavericks. And here's the thing, their second player, not even close to an All-Star. Some teams even have 3 guys that are All-Stars. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to sound crazy, but hear me out. Luka Doncic gives me LeBron James vibes.
Yeah, I know. I completely agree. And before you say anything else, let's talk about the stat line from Luka.
Okay.
So he had 30 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 assist off from a triple-double. Absolute crazy.
Yeah, and going back to my point, LeBron didn't win an MVP for like 6 years. He didn't win an finals until like 8 years.
Did he win his first MVP in 2009?
Something 2010 or 9, whatever.
No, he won it back to back. He won it 9-10 and then 12-13.
My point is that LeBron had no help in Cleveland. That's why he left. And he won because he got help. And that's what Luka Doncic needs. Luka Doncic is so good. I mean,
yeah,
the way he's playing with the team he has around him. I know this sounds bad, but I don't think the series is over. I know it sounds terrible. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but you can never count Luka out. Like,
no, he can't.
If his team just somewhat contributes for him, he's going to win. Like, we saw that tonight. In game 2, they should have won that game. That was really bad on their part. But give him some help, and he will win. I mean, if you're Mark Cuban, get the hell off Shark Tank and go sign some players. Like, yeah, but I do think the Warriors will win this. It just is unfortunate because Luka is a sensational talent. I know he hasn't won MVP, but in my opinion, he is the second best player in the NBA probably right now.
I would agree top 5. I don't think he's second. I think he's maybe 3 or 4.
I think he's better than KD. I think he's running Curry.
Yes.
I have him over Jokic or Embiid. The only guy I got better than Doncic is Giannis.
I have Jokic and Giannis over him, and then I got Luka.
No.
That's my opinion, of course, but
I know, it is. Don't get me wrong, but no, I don't think so.
We'll talk about the top 15 players in a little bit, but let's continue with this game.
I'm just saying, like, I think that once Luka gets one All-Star, one like perennial guy that actually is an All-Star, not just he was an All-Star in 2018. I got it's consistently up there. He's going to the finals. Like if he got a guy like DeAndre Ayton and maybe another guy like
Rudy Gobert.
Okay, say you got a guy like Rudy Gobert and
Bradley Beal.
I mean, he won the championship with that team. But like,
you think that's possible for him to?
Do they keep Brunson and Finney-Smith and these guys still?
I think you'd have to give up. I think you'd have to do a sign and trade with Brunson to.
All right, I'm gonna set you up here, Carl. I'm gonna set you up here. I'm not saying this is gonna happen. What if Luka Doncic got Lavine and Vukovic? He would win it all.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you give him the talent, he will win.
Actually, I don't know about Lavine because that defense isn't there. That's a terrible defensive backcourt.
But my point is, Mark Cuban is rich. Like, he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
He's got the money to spend on these players. Even if it's not, I feel like if you're Mark Cuban, you have a unicorn right now.
And Luka, yeah.
You have a Luka unicorn. And unicorns don't exist that long, if they even exist. So, do you really want to like decay that unicorn and have him leave? Or do you want to blossom it into a nice unicorn? So, yeah, I just think you got to get him some help before, because if they don't get him help before his contract's up or his extension or whatever, he's out of there. He's gone.
Yeah, he already signed the rookie max.
That's what I'm saying. Like, after that, he might be gone if they don't get him help.
Yeah, that could happen.
And Mark Cuban has been very expressive that he wants Luka here for life. And I get that. But I don't care how much money you give him. I care about what you surround him with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you said we were talking about the best players in the league earlier. Let's talk about All NBA that came out today.
Yeah.
Let's start off with the first team. I'm going to tell you the amount of votes every guy got. Okay. So for each one, they do 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center. Let's just keep that in mind. So at the top, we had Giannis with 100% first team votes. And then we had Luka and Jokic tying at 88 votes. And then 12 for second team, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had Devin Booker with 82 votes to 16 second team and 2 third teams. And then the final first team is Jason Tatum with 49 votes in first team, 47 in second team, and 4 for the third team. So just to recap, Giannis had 500 points. Luka had 476. Same with Jokic with 476. Booker had 460, and Tatum had 390. Okay, so that's first team. Second team, Embiid with 57 first team votes, 43 second team votes. Ja Morant is second team with 13 first place votes, 76 second team votes, and 8 third team votes. Kevin Durant comes in third with 10 first team, 68 second team, and 22 third. Steph Curry cracks the second team All-NBA with 9 first place votes, 69 nice second team votes, and 22 third place votes. And then our boy, DeMar DeRozan, comes in second team All-NBA with 2 first team votes, 39 second team votes, and 57 third team votes. So just to recap, and I'm going to compare them to the position in the first team. Embiid, a center, compared to Jokic. Embiid had 414 to Jokic's 476. Okay. Ja had 301 compared to, let's just go, Luka's 476. Kevin Durant, forward, had 276 compared to Giannis's 500. Steph Curry, guard, had 274 compared to Devin Booker's 460. And DeMar had 184 compared to Jason Tatum's 390. So the only real close one there is the Embiid and Jokic one, but that was still like 60 points off. And let me just go over the third teams. Karl-Anthony Towns had 60 third place votes. LeBron James had 54. Chris Paul had 66. Trae Young had 77. And Pascal Siakam had 42. So, Jack, what do you have to say about these first team, second team, third team teams?
I think a lot of them got it right. I was kind of surprised to see Devin Booker a little bit. I
Yeah,
don't know.
me too.
I don't know. Like, I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong. I was just a little.
I think they needed someone there from the best team in the league.
Yeah.
I think they needed someone, and Devin Booker was probably the best player on the team.
I don't get why people are upset Embiid didn't make the first team because Jokic won the MVP.
Yeah.
So
and since they're still doing one center in each one,
yeah. So
obviously Jokic is gonna be that center.
I don't get how people are getting upset. That's like what you exactly said. It's one center, and Jokic is the MVP, and Jokic is a center. So how would you not put the MVP in the first team?
Yeah, I think there's only been one. Has there only been one player to win MVP and then not make first NBA?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I think that was Dirk.
I'm not 100% sure, but I just didn't get the argument to that. DeMar's second team, I think that was right. It was him or I don't even know who, honestly.
I don't know either. But
I know Giannis, every vote he got was first place, which is obvious.
Yeah.
I think they got it right. I think Siakam was a little shocker. He had a quiet season in Toronto, but he is good.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was interesting not to see Lavine on it. I think maybe his injuries kind of probed that.
I think Trae Young took his place.
Of course, he took his fucking all-star
starter too.
Well. But yeah, I was fine with it. There wasn't a selection or non-selection where I had to tweet about it or get up and get pressed about it. Like, I was fine with it. But I was shocked about Booker being one, and then I just don't understand why people think Embiid would have been team one when only one center makes it.
Yeah, but let's move on to what you said about Lavine. Since Lavine didn't make All NBA, he's not eligible for the Supermax contract.
But the Bulls can give him the most money still.
The Bulls can still give him the most money. If he did make it, I think it was $254. I think.
Yeah.
And then now he's only eligible for $212 or something like that. But
absolutely.
But I think we're still the only team that can offer him over 200.
It's something like there's a lot of numbers in it.
Yeah, so there are a lot of rumors about him going to the Lakers right now because LeVar Ball came out and stated something that him and Lavine talked about.
I'll say this. That's bullshit. But I did actually enjoy that interview with David Kaplan. There was a lot of interesting things. I think what was also interesting is that LeVar said the Bulls rushed Lonzo, and that's the reason why he was out for extended time.
Ooh.
He said that Lonzo should have got the surgery when he first had the injury, not now.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. I also thought he also said that he would love the Bulls to sign LiAngelo. I think that's a good experiment. But his reasoning for Lavine to go to Lakers was dumb. So what it was said is DeMar's getting all this love now and Lavine's back to playing second fiddle. Well, you go to Lakers, A, they don't have the money. B, you have to get rid of Russell Westbrook. C, he's playing the third fiddle.
He would be the third, but he would probably play second or maybe first with all the LeBron and Anthony Davis.
I would say this. It's going to be the Bulls. But if it's not the Bulls, it's the Spurs. He is good friends with DeJounte Murray. And if he does go to San Antonio, he's the number one guy there. And he would play under a coach like Greg Popovich.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of money to spend. So if it's not the Bulls, but it should be. They've been loyal to him ever since he's been here. They took a chance on him when he tore his ACL. And he can get the most money. And it's kind of funny because Bulls Twitter is like acting like Lavine is currently on the team right now with their tweets. Like today, I mean, I understand they're doing this, but he's not under contract. And they're still like, Zach LaVine underwent successful surgery and everything. So I just thought that was funny, but it's hard seeing him not on the Bulls I just don't know why he wouldn't want to run it back with this team. And there's been a lot of sign and trade talks, obviously, but I think the Bulls, they will get Lavine back. I think they want to give this team another go before DeMar kind of gets older and then, it's not the way he's playing. But Lakers, I think that's impossible. There was an interview with TMZ where he was kind of forced to say what he thought about the Lakers. And he kind of just said, yeah, it's the Lakers. Like, it's cool and everything.
I'm a big fan of the Lakers. Yeah, I don't think he really
I think it
meant that.
it was like an overreaction, but I
Yeah.
think he stays with the Bulls. I think it's a no-brainer. I think that both parties want the same thing. Lavine wants his money in a prime position in the Bulls, and that's what the Bulls are going to give him. They're going to give him the most money, and he's the face of the Bulls anyway. So
Yeah.
I think he stays. I can't see it. It'd be tough to see him go or somewhere else, but if there is somewhere else, I got the Spurs. And what's also interesting is that there was an odds list, and someone said the Lakers, and this is why. Because teams are asking for a first-round pick if Russell Westbrook's in the deal. So you would get Russ and a first-rounder, which is interesting, I just thought. But I can't see the sign and trade happening.
Yeah. If Lavine wanted to leave, and this is a big if, I can see him maybe asking for a sign and trade with the Clippers.
Paul George, but then he's playing
Paul George.
fiddle.
No. Paul George would be in the deal.
Oh, I don't know about. I don't think they would do that.
It's just I'm just putting it out there. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm just saying.
But wouldn't that be interesting? Like, say Lavine and George straight up, maybe George and a second.
You think that the Clippers would have to give us more for just? You don't think they would? I thought we would maybe have to give up a pick.
I don't know.
I just don't think this is gonna. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere else. I think he'd be dumb to.
I agree. Yeah.
I think he knows like this team can run it up if they're fully healthy, and he was a very big advocate about that. Like we know like what we are as a full team, and once we get there, we're taking over. People know that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I can't see him not going there because even DeMar had a career year. He was still an all-star, and he was almost this close to a starter. So
fuck Trae Young for that, by the way.
Even with DeMar playing at a career year, and DeMar is not going to play like that next year. He might play close, but not like that.
Yeah,
he was still playing at the highest level, and he wasn't 100%. So, yeah, I think Lavine needs to collect his bag and stay in the Windy City.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe let's maybe think on the negative side and maybe come up with some potential mock trades for him next week. Because we know if he does leave, he doesn't want to screw the Bulls over, so he would ask for a sign and trade.
I think this is interesting. I thought of something.
What's up?
The Minnesota Timberwolves.
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking we get Karl Anthony Towns and we get we get I don't know how to trade will work, but we give them Lavine and Vuk, and we get Towns and a pick on someone else.
Ooh, I wasn't thinking that at all.
Because I think he would love to play with Anthony Edwards, and he would still have Vukovic, and he would have Pat Beverly and D'Angelo Russell. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to think of it like this, but
do you think it would be Cat and D'Lo for Lavine and Vooch, maybe to make the money work?
It could be, because that's a good reason. The money, he's getting them a lot of money, so some team's gonna have to afford it.
Yeah.
Atlanta Hawks.
Who would get Gallinari and Capella?
Kevin Huerter.
He's streaky.
DeAndre Hunter. He's good.
Okay.
And their next pick. Because they have a high pick. I'm sure they have a high pick.
Maybe.
My third and last team, I'll just say, shits and whatever. This is gonna sound crazy, but I mean, it could happen. You never know until you know.
Go on.
you just never know until you know. I'm gonna say, no, they were very close. Like they're almost there, but they're not there. If
I
that,
have a feeling you're gonna take my team,
what is it?
the Cavs.
No,
No? Okay, go
no,
on.
the Nuggets.
Ooh. Hold on. Let me think of the trade you're thinking. Would it be for Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray? No, Monte
Yeah.
Morris? Go on.
Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon
Ooh.
in a second round.
Ooh. Ooh. For straight up Lavine or also with Vooch?
Straight up.
That would I would like that because I wanted Michael Porter Jr. when we drafted Wendell.
Porter can shoot, a lot of size.
Mm-hmm. The only problem is the injuries.
Yeah. But
And he's already signed to an extension.
we took a chance on Lavine. He got healthy.
Yeah.
I just think the Nuggets want another perennial guy with Jamal Murray and Jokic.
Here, how about this trade with Cleveland?
Okay.
Colin Sexton
Okay.
and Evan Mobley.
They're not going to get rid of Evan Mobley.
But they have Jaron Allen.
They're not going to get rid of Evan Mobley.
Have they played? Do they play together though?
They're not going to get rid. He almost won Rookie of the Year. They're not going to get rid.
Okay, fine. How about Allen then?
We probably have to give up someone else too.
Lavine and
then if we got Jared Allen, he'd be a backup for us.
how about Lavine and Vooch for Sexton and Allen?
I'd say Sexton. Sexton, Allen, and I can't think of the name right now. And their next pick.
Cedi Osman.
Hell no.
I don't know, but with all this being said, we want Lavine to stay, of course, but we have to talk both ways just in case.
Yeah, no, you do.
So, yeah, anything else you want to talk about?
No, not really.
No? Okay. Well, that was the Shy City Boys podcast this week. Of course, I'm Carl Liza, Jack Thiel. We're going to Nashville, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeehaw.